Bueno, aquí seguimos con esta serie donde usted, que le gusta la política, por eso ve el programa Política Entre Amigos, porque sabe lo importante que es esta elección que vamos a tener y la política, el arte y la ciencia de gobernar. Tenemos que ser parte de todas las decisiones porque impactan la vida nuestra y la vida de nuestros hijos, la vida de nuestra ciudad, en todas las maneras. Y aquí le estamos presentando todos los candidatos que están aspirando para el Consejo Municipal y para alcalde. Con nosotros tenemos hoy una de las candidatas para el Consejo Municipal at large, City Council at large, y la que está con nosotros aquí es Althea Garrison. Althea, welcome. And it's an exciting time. We're going to have a number of new city councilors and a new mayor for more than a couple of decades. We haven't had any type of election anywhere close to this. So tell us, Althea, a little bit about yourself.
First, my name is Althea Garrison. I've been living in Boston for the last 40 years at Uppins Corner. I am vice president of the Uppins Corner Health Center. I won a state representative seat in 1992, and I served in 1994-95. I'm committed to the Uppins Corner area as well as committed to the city of Boston. And I believe I would be an excellent council at large for the whole city of Boston.
Okay, so Althea, what are the three top issues that you will address if you become a city council? What are the three that you will focus some attention on?
Public safety, jobs, and affordable health care.
On public safety, you know, we hear that in the city we've done better than most cities, but there's still a lot of areas where we have a lot of crime and there's still more death than we should have. What are some of your ideas to curb that and to improve public safety?
When I first came to Boston 40 years ago, we had walk and beat policemen in the city of Boston. In every neighborhood you knew who the policeman that was patrolling the area. That has been eliminated, so I would like to reinstitute a walk and beat policeman all across the city of Boston.
Okay, that's it. And on jobs, you see a lot of construction going on. We have some going on right outside the studios here. We had a little slowdown, but everything's picking up again, and Boston is very fortunate. How would you stimulate, you know, creating good jobs, and what are some of the areas that you would do that?
I believe in tax breaks for corporations that create jobs, but I also believe in verification that the corporations that takes the tax breaks are creating jobs. A lot of time they get the money and they get the tax breaks, but they don't create any jobs. So I would monitor the tax breaks that we give corporations.
Okay, and you know, the housing, we see a lot of neighborhoods that the housing, the price of the housing has gone up and up, and some families can't afford it, so we need to make sure we have affordable housing for the working class and also mid-level housing. What are some of your ideas on making sure we have, you know?
Well, first, I'm against foreclosures. I think foreclosure has driven up housing prices and rent for tenants. So like, if I'm a city council, that is one of the issues that I will be fighting for, to make sure the banks don't just throw people out in the streets and make them homeless.
So we did have some foreclosures, you know, like all throughout. What are some of the programs that you would institute? How would you help somebody that's being foreclosed or that was foreclosed and is now, you know, maybe?
I would be very much interested in getting involved directly with the banks to make sure that they don't do this. There should have been something done a long time ago about all the foreclosures, but for some reason, elected officials are not concerned about foreclosures that much.
You know, on youth, we hear a lot in the summer, a lot of youth that want to work, and we've had a good program for youth employment, but many times there's a lot more young people wanting jobs than there are jobs. What would you do to make sure that the young people are employed, especially in school breaks?
I would fight for more money put into jobs for youth, period. I think youth should work year-round. If they want to work, they should be able jobs there for them to work. I also would like to create a special program for youth that every neighborhood, as you know, there's a lot of trash, garbage thrown all in the streets. So I would like to create a program where if the youth lived in a certain neighborhood, jobs could be created for every section of Boston so that the youth would keep busy.
Yeah, they have the Red Shirts program.
Yes.
We used to have that. I think that, yeah. Now, and you mentioned also in your brochures education. I know you would like to do some concentration. What are some of your ideas
Well,
in that area?
I'm pleased to say that when I was a state representative, we passed legislation for education reform. So I'm very much interested in improving the quality of education. Also, I believe the charter schools, I'm in favor of lifting the cap on charter schools to increase charter schools.
Okay.
We need to give our kids as many alternatives as we can give them.
So you would lift caps on charter school, and now in the public school there will be a great opportunity because there's going to be a new superintendent. And so what are some of the advice, or where would you like, what kind of relation would you like to have with the new superintendent and city council to move forward?
I think the city council should be more involved. A lot of the city councils, they are not that involved in education. The only time that they really speak out is when they're running to try to win an election. But I think they should be involved. I think the city council should also, be like oversee the mayors, whoever he or she elects.
Okay, and you put emphasis in your brochures on service or constituent services.
Yes.
You're what are some of the things that you did as a rep, and what would you do in your office to make sure that the constituent complaints and requests?
When I was a state representative, I used to service a lot of people that weren't even in my district. So like some of the things that I would like to see done, I would like to see the city of Boston repair the streets more quickly and more better. I would like to see the city of Boston also make sure that if Boston Edison go and dig up holes and dig up the streets, make sure they pay to fix those streets back up. They're constantly digging. They always, it seems like they never stop digging.
So in Althea, right now we have a lot of folks running for city council at large. There's 19 candidates.
Yes.
And why should somebody pick you as one of their votes? Why should they say Althea Garrison is the best person for city council at large?
When I was a state representative, I had an open door policy. You didn't have to make an appointment to come in to see me. As a city council, I would have an open door policy. No one would have to make an appointment to get to see me. I think most of the councils now are that you have to make an appointment to get to see them and everything. I would have an open door policy, so that would make me different from all the rest of the councils.
The other thing, the richness of the city, it's such a diverse city. And if in your office, how would you handle that diversity? Would your staff reflect that, and also gender diversity, men, women, and so on? How would you handle that?
Yes, I would reflect the diversity. For Spanish, I have a close friend of mine that she speaks English very good. I don't know whether you knew Grace Romero.
I do.
Well, Grace Romero and her daughter would work with me very closely if I get elected and everything. Right. So I would try to have a diverse of people's working, like Spanish, maybe Vietnamese, because there's a lot of Vietnamese in the Dorchester area.
Yes, I know that Grace watches the show. I want to send out a very active in politics, yes. And she and her daughter too.
Yes.
Yeah, very very good. And I was also, you've been very active in the cultural life of the city, especially with the. What are some of the things you would do to promote that and continue to participate and enjoy that richness?
Well, like nightclubs, I think they're trying to get more license for nightclubs.
Yep.
I would work on that, and I think I could be very successful in that.
So you're in favor of getting more liquor license
Yes.
for the restaurants and
Yes.
Yeah. So, how, if somebody wanted to join your team, how could they get in touch with you?
I don't do social media, but they can call me at 617-407-7661. They can write to me, P.O. Box 191395, that's in Boston, Mass. 02119.
Ok, bueno, tenemos a Althea Garrison, una candidata para City Council at Large por toda la ciudad. Ok, el septiembre 24, so if you want to say, ask for a vote, you have the last word here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There's 19 of us running, so like I'm number 18, which means that I'm all the way at the bottom of the city council race. So anyone that would like to vote for me, to make sure they get to my name, I would advise them to go at the bottom of the list on the city councils and work their way up to the top of the list. That way they would make sure that they vote for me. Please go out and vote on September 24th. I need your support, I need your help, and I promise that I will not let you down. Thank you.
Bueno, septiembre 24, ya sabe que no se quede nadie en casa. Vamos a escoger los candidatos que van a quedar finalistas para alcalde y para el City Council at Large. Mínimo 2 concejales nuevos y vamos a elegir a todos, ¿no? Y también por los distritos. So, va a haber un gobierno municipal lleno de nueva energía. También vamos a tener una nueva superintendente. So, esta es la elección de elecciones. Por mucho tiempo no se ha visto nada igual. Así que esté bien educado para que escoja bien. ¿Okay? No se olvide, 24 de septiembre ya estamos a 8 días. Y vamos a regresar con su programa Política entre Amigos.